Hello, everybody, and welcome to our third edition of the interview. I'm Marta Sturzanu, Energy Innovation Advisor at Romanian Energy Center, and today I invited representatives from EDI project partner, Polytechnic of Milan, METID. Therefore, we have the professor and coordinator of teachers training and innovative learnings, Mrs. Sancassani. She is the Managing Director of Innovative Methods and Technologies for Learning since 2007, I believe. Mrs. Sancassani, welcome.
Thank you so much. Actually, I didn't remember that was since 2001 that I am director in METID, but actually is exactly 20 years now, yes.
Very good. And we also have Mrs. Casiraghi, the project manager for innovative projects at METID. Mrs. Casiraghi, also welcome.
Thank you so much, Marta.
In this session, I want to address a few questions related to the education in the context of digitalization of the energy sector. Therefore, I will start my questions. Mrs. Sancassani, based on your extensive experience in innovative education and seeing what is happening currently in the world, what is your vision regarding the future education and how much of the current trends will be long-lasting ones?
Yes, it's a great question. Thank you, Marta. For sure, last year was a terrible year, but also a great opportunity for the entire learning sector to rethink practices, methodologies, tools, policies, and so on. And we are now observing which scenario has more chances to be developed also when we hope the pandemic period will stop. Our impression from our point of view is that first we will assist to a very rapid diffusion of new actors in the field of education, particularly in the field of higher education. We are seeing that thanks to the fact that students and teachers also have been forced to become very fast more familiar with digital learning. The attractivity of international actors that are providing higher education or professional education thanks to digital portals and digital contents and activities will increase in the next years. And after having followed an online academic year in their own traditional universities, for sure, students will be more attracted by other kinds of education provided by different actors, not necessarily universities, thanks to the digital network. And also they will more attracted by the opportunity to learn with actors that have invested a lot in technologies and methodologies, interactive and active methodologies online. And unfortunately, traditional universities didn't distinguish themselves in this direction.
I understand. Mrs. Casiraghi, what are the key points and challenges in building a massive open online course in general, but especially in the field of energy, as METID is taking part in building this outcome of the ED project?
My answer is connected with one of Susanna. The main challenge we see, to simplify a lot, in building a MOOC, massive open online course, is not to start from the contents. When we start to speak with the teachers and we speak about MOOC, they have in mind the contents. This is not the starting point. The key points in building the MOOC is to design the MOOC starting from the identification of the target, their needs, their expectation, their educational backgrounds, a specified target, and to start drafting the ILOs, the intended learning outcomes we want to reach, then to define which are the evaluation activities we want to create to measure if we have reached the intended learning outcomes, and then to start designing contents and activities, because we can deliver activities also online with MOOCs, for example. In the energy, the key challenge, by my point of view, in designing a MOOC as we are designing, so a MOOC that speaks about digitalization of energy, is to create some MOOCs area that is focused, of course, but it's open to further integration. Also because it's a very wide topic, but a topic that is new, in transition, evolving. So for sure we will need to integrate it with the further discussion. Also another challenge will be maybe to bring within the same MOOC different point of view from different targets.
So it's an entire process before and after the creation of it.
Yes.
I see. Mrs. Sancassani, can you give some examples, some recommendations for an educational framework creator, developer, I don't know how to name it, in the context of this digital transition that we all are facing?
Yes. First, I can suggest to use a word for defining this particularly activity, this particular expertise. That's in instructional design, or in general learning design, that I prefer, learning design, because the act of the design is an act of creation, but not a creation in as a creative act totally disjoint from a reality, but it is a creative act that starts from a very deep analysis of the situation, of limits, of opportunities, of backgrounds, of objectives, of the actors that will be involved in the learning path. And on the basis of this, it's possible to design effective courses that have as main objectives to transform knowledge, abilities, and competencies of people, not just to transfer knowledge. And to transform knowledge, abilities, and competencies of people, you have to engage them, to make them thinking, to make them acting, to make them doing things with others. Because we are human beings, and human beings learn thanks a social action with others. In other cases, we have just a transfer of knowledge. That is not something actually transformative. Is just as picking up something and put it in my room. not with the idea to use it in my life. But we want to make people able to change their life thanks to the learning experience that they have developed with us. And this is my message to learning designers.
I totally agree with you. And this goes to my next question, because I think that is somehow related. Mrs. Casiraghi, for any educational program to be effective, you have to catch the students, to make it pay attention. So in this e-learning process, what are the mandatory design features responsible for the students' engagement?
Yes, as Susanna was saying, the engagement of students and also of the teacher is fundamental to reach teaching a learning experience that is effective, efficient and effective. So when we speak about e-learning, and we have supported a lot of teachers in Politecnico di Milano also the past also now in this last month during the pandemic, we give you two advice, mainly to simplify two advice. One was that Susanna was mentioning, to support interaction between students, proposing them small activities. With Susanna, we did a course in which we used to propose small activities in groups within students with different digital tools. So there are a lot of free digital tools online, like Miro, as you want to call. And the students were asked to reflect on learning together in small groups. And maybe you can do it if you have small classes, but also with larger classes. And then you can use, you can spur interaction with from students with digital tools, for example, student response systems, then support the delivery of small activities like small questions to support reflection, to gather ideas, to support self-assessment. And in this way, you stop the passive transmission of knowledge and help students to activate different processes.
And our trademark question, let's say like this for the interview, what are you doing when you are not working? What are your hobbies, Mrs. Sancassani?
Me and Daniela, we have a lot of children. I have 3 children, and Daniela have 4. So we have a lot to do when we are not working. But actually, my children are already are now a little bit old, quite adult. So I can engage myself in this a little bit less. I would like to travel, that I like so much, but unfortunately I can't do it in this period, and so I try to develop my explorations thanks to books. So I am reading a lot when I'm not working.
I see. And Daniela, you?
The same. We liked a lot to travel, and European projects helped us to travel, but also I think to create the real Europe, because we know each other and we start feeling like a whole community, a united community, but now we can't. So I'm a Netflix addicted and also books addicted, but I'm very lucky because I live in a town with a very well-known big park. So I also like a lot to walk, and I go walking.
I see, that's very good. So, dears, thank you so much for being with us and for sharing your experience and your valuable insights from your work.
Well, thank you to you, Marta, and we are hoping to meet in person you soon.
I hope so. So thank you all for watching us and being with us, and see you next time. So goodbye.